Alright, welcome to part 1 of this series where I'm taking 75 beatboxers and ranking them on a tier list based on how good are they at making wildcards. Alright, how is this working? What I'm trying to do is I'm gonna be combining like how I perceive a beatboxer's ability to make wildcard videos and how many amazing ones they have already made, and trying to guess like if they were to make a wildcard right now, how good it'd be, how good would it be, and how likely would it be to win like a GBB wildcard spot. As you can see, I have a bunch of tiers here from S+ to C. I will say that the way I picked these beatboxers is I just picked a bunch of beatboxers. It's kind of random. I didn't like go off of any kind of list or anything. These are just 75 random beatboxers. Actually, there's 74 of them. I had 75, but one of them didn't get inputted, so I think we're just gonna do 74. But yeah, these are just like pretty well-known beatboxers who have made a few wildcards in the past. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through each one and we're gonna watch them. We're gonna watch their wildcards and we're gonna see like how good were these wildcards? How did they place? How good is this beatboxer at like making wildcards in general? So what do these tiers mean? So S+, if they make a wildcard for GBB, they are making it, like no questions asked. Everyone will think like 100% wildcard in. S tier would be like they like are probably making it. Like I would be very surprised if they didn't make it, but like I could see if they didn't make it, you know, like not quite on the same level as S tier. Like it's not like a guaranteed win. A tier, I would say like they're very good at making wildcards, but like sometimes it can be like hit or miss. Like you might not know if this wildcard will absolutely like make it into GBB, but you could see it happening, you know? And a B tier, I would say is like someone who like you wouldn't totally expect to like win, but once in a while they do make something absolutely incredible. The C tier is someone who like I would not expect to like really do well in the wildcard competitions. But the thing is, like, the reason that I pick these beatboxers is because they're already pretty good at making wildcards. So like I don't even know if I'm gonna be using that tier like at all. But yeah, let's just get into it. I'm gonna split this into 5 parts. I'm gonna do 15 beatboxers per part because I actually tried recording like the full thing before, and when I got to like the first 10 beatboxers, it already took like 2 hours. I honestly don't know how much of this I can take if I just do it all in one sitting. But yeah, we're just gonna make this like a continual series. Let's start with the first one on this list, Abo Ice. Ice has made some very, very legendary wildcards. I remember the first one that is currently on his YouTube channel. I don't know if it's the first one that he ever uploaded, but it's the first one that I saw for Florida Beatbox Battle 2023. And oh man, it was one of the best technical pieces that I've seen in like a very, very long time. That ended up getting 2nd place in that competition, and that was a pretty hard competition to do really well in. But I think like his first very, very fantastic wildcard that really got him a lot of attention was, I would say it's GBB 2023. For that wildcard competition, there was 2 rounds. Both his first round and his second round were incredible. For his average, he got 2nd place. His first wildcard got 6th place, and his second wildcard got 1st place, which is like a huge deal. I think this is probably, I would say this is the most stacked wildcard competition of all time, GBB 2023.
Insane.
His most recent wildcard is for GBB 2024, and that got 2nd place. I think there are 2 things that makes Abo Ice like an insane wildcard maker. The first is that he uses techniques that not a lot of people are good at, like that thing, like nobody can do it like he can. And so many like rolls, like he has this like one like machine gun slizzer roll inward like weird thing. Like I can't do it. No one can do it like he can. And I think the other thing is his insane execution. Everything is perfect. Timings are perfect. Every sound comes through. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I think we have our first S+ tier. I think it's very surprising when Abo Ice does not win a wild card because he knows what he's doing. All right, next up is Den. I think in my opinion, I would say Den has the most impressive track record, the most impressive set of results for his wildcards. Yeah, let's just go through them. So the first one that really got a lot of attention was GBB 2021. I remember back when Shazam and Sin were together, they did like their own personal ranking of all the GBB 2021 wildcards, and he put Den at second. He ended up actually getting 10th place, which is it wasn't enough to qualify at first. At first it was top 7, but later they extended it because people dropped out of the competition, so Den actually got to compete. So I would count this as a wildcard win. This is one of the greatest wildcards of that entire year, and maybe of all time. Yeah, his next wildcard was his BBU wildcard, and I don't know if I should really count it because like BBU was like produced, but like if you listen to that wildcard, it didn't really sound that produced. It kind of sounded like very, very raw, maybe some very minor pitch correction and that kind of stuff, but it didn't sound like it was like totally fine-tuned like someone like BArts was. Yeah, and that got second place, and that was also an extremely stacked wildcard competition. He ended up getting second in the whole thing. The next one, Online World Beatbox Champs, this got first place. This was an insane wildcard. And then just like Abo Ice, he also did GBB 2023 round 1 and round 2. I will say I was not that impressed with round 1. I think it did not like get an insanely good ranking. I think it was 12th or 13th or 11th or 10th, somewhere around there. But his round 2 wildcard, this one got 4th. This was my personal favorite wildcard out of all of the round 2 ones, even more than Ice's for me.
Love me, don't save me. But the
I remember exactly where I was when I heard this. I was eating lunch at the kitchen table, and like I was playing it through my earbuds, and I heard that part, and I had to stand up because that was insane. That one drop, he keeps evolving, he keeps getting better, he keeps innovating, he keeps doing new things. I think that's just absolutely perfect for the wildcard format. Another thing that's amazing is that he is so musical, and his compositions are never all the same. I think all of his compositions for all of his wildcards are extremely different. After this one, the next wildcard he made was the only one in this entire stretch that did not qualify for anything, and that is his Beatland wildcard. I think it got like 18th and it was top 16 or something like that. Yeah, it was an okay wildcard, I'll say. But then there was his GBB 2024 wildcard, which got 4th place, and this was honestly I thought it was top 2 for me personally, but he did it again. He innovated again. He did something new again. He did something fresh again, and he keeps doing it.
Running for you. Running for you. Tonight. It's you. Make a melody.
I'm sorry, but who thinks of that stuff? Like, there's no, obviously that one. Oh wait, no, I'm missing a wild card. There's also the one he did for Great North Battle. I missed it because it wasn't on his channel. All the Great North Battle wildcards for all the Great North Battle 2024 wildcards were posted on Beatbox Canada. But this is, I actually really like this wildcard. It got 2nd place, I think.
Put it on you.
This is one of my favorite wildcards of all time when it comes to like pure songwriting. This tune is so catchy to me. It's been stuck in my head a lot. I think it's very well written. I'm not gonna lie, I think like the chords in the beginning could have been improved a little bit, but like overall, like, this is an amazing wildcard. It's so underrated. I know that I'm really glazing Den right now, but it's because he's worthy of it. Den easily belongs in S tier, and I think he is a candidate for the best wildcard maker of all time. Next is Helium. Helium really hasn't made too many wildcards, not on the same level as Den, but I think more than Abo Ice. He's made quite a few wildcards. I think his first wildcard that really stuck out was his GBB 2020 wildcard.
Real time and bass.
thing is, like, this is technicality that a lot of beatboxers can do, and I think that's a common theme among a lot of his wildcards. It's just like, I would say the specific techniques that he uses is not like particularly surprising. Yeah, for example, the next one that he made was GBB 2023, both the round 1 and the round 2. Round 1 I think got 4th and round 2 got 5th, something like that. I think he got 4th overall. And yeah, I like really like both these wildcards, but what I want to point out is the fact that the techniques that are being used and the combos that are being employed are not like extremely groundbreaking.
Go drum and bass. The phrase before my job.
You can see what I mean, right? The techniques he's using, it's not particularly insane, but explain to me, why am I so impressed? The execution of everything is just perfect, and like, I think if another beatboxer did this exact same thing, I wouldn't feel nearly as impressed. And I think part of the reason for that is like, Helium has a very defined style, I would say. Like this is Helium style. Like, he's claimed this style, and because of that, like, he can get away with not doing something that's super new school, that's super like difficult in terms of like sounds. I think Helium is definitely one of those beatboxers that just gets better and better the more you get good at beatboxing. Like, the better you are at beatboxing, the more you will appreciate him. The hard part is like, I actually am not 100% sure where I should put him on this tier list, because like, unlike Abo Ice and Den, like, I could picture Helium not performing too well in the ranking. Like, for example, for GBB 2024, I was a little bit scared. Like, is he gonna make it? And so Helium, he might be our first S tier. I do think he is one step below Abo Ice and Den in terms of like wildcard making ability. I think he doesn't have some of the amazing aspects that they have when they make wildcards. But like, Helium has such an amazing track record with wildcards. Like, he could totally be, I could totally be wrong on this one. Osis. So you know how I said Den was, in my opinion, like the best wildcard maker of all time? I think he's tied for that title, honestly. I will say that Osis has like a much less impressive like track record when it comes to like his results compared to Den. Yeah, his latest and most popular wildcard is Cash, GBB 2024. It absolutely deserved first place. I still think about that wildcard like all the time. And then before that, he got first place in Florida Beatbox Battle 2024 wildcard competition when he did Upside. And he also got first in Great North Battle 2024. He did like a drum and bass routine. It was also very, very good. But like, these are all quite recent developments. Everything that I just listed, where he like the first, that's all 2024. When we look behind that, when we look before that, like GBB 2023, that was also a very, very stacked wildcard competition, but his wildcards were not nearly as impactful in that one. I forget the exact placements, but they were fairly far from qualifying. But like, maybe he's just improved, maybe he's just gotten better, because like, his recent wildcards are absolutely incredible. They're absolutely groundbreaking.
That's why I said that I want my fucking
It's the best wildcard of all time, dude. Because of just like his recent results, I would be so surprised if in the future like he did not win a GBB wildcard. I am putting him in the S+ tier. Like, if he ever decides to make another wildcard, he is making it. Doesn't matter what the competition is, he is making it. All right, next we've got Pac-Max, who I would say Pac-Max is a very mixed results. As of recording this, the results for Florida Beatbox Battle 2025 wildcard competition just got released, and Pac-Max did not make it. He got one away from that. I think his most notable wildcard is definitely GBB 2024. He got 5th place, which is pretty good. He did not qualify for Florida Beatbox Battle 2024. He did in 2023. He qualified for Great North 2024. He also didn't qualify in 2021. I will say he's improved a lot since then. But yeah, the one that's really sticking with me is the fact that he didn't qualify for Florida 2025. I do think his output is and like how it's received by the judges it tends to be very mixed. And I will say that I don't know if his style is very suited for wildcard making. I think it is way better for like on stage powerful beatboxing, even for the ones that did make it. So I want to watch GBB 2024. I'm gonna be honest, when I first watched this, I didn't think this was gonna make it. I was actually very surprised that it got as high as 5th place. That's my favorite part of the wildcard. I love that. Parts of it like I really like it, and parts of it like kind of loses me a little bit, like when he was doing that kind of thing. Like I don't know if that was the best sound for that, what he was going for. And so yeah, I'm very divided when it comes to Pac Max. Like this did make it, but like also there's other wildcards that didn't make it. It's very hard for me to watch a Pac Max wildcard and be like, oh, this is gonna make it in. It's always like, oh, I feel like this could make it if we had the right judges. And for that, I think we're gonna have our first A tier. He made a GB wildcard that passed, and that is incredible. And he's made other like amazing wildcards, but he's also made some questionable ones that I just don't know if I can put him any higher than this. But yeah, Pac Max is like an absolute beast on the stage. One of the best sets of results on stage out of like any beatboxer in the entire year of 2024. Okay, Steady. Ooh, Steady. That's an interesting one. Steady's most well-known wildcard is absolutely his GBB 2024 wildcard. It got 3rd place. So the thing with Steady that makes him so powerful in wildcard competitions is that like his placements are very unique. His combos are so unique. It's perfect for wildcards. When you're a judge and you have to watch a million wildcards in a row, like this, like when you have something that's very original, it's just a breath. It's just a breath of fresh air. The thing is, this is really his first like outstanding wildcard performance. In the past, he also made one for GBB 2023. He only did round 1 because he had technical difficulties. I think that's at least what I heard for round 2. This one didn't do amazingly. I think it got 20-something place. People love this wildcard. People love this drop, especially. The thing is, like, I don't know if like just this one and his GBB 2024 and his other like smaller competition like wildcards, I don't know if that's enough for me to be able to like place him like very high on the tier list, because like I just don't know. I do think his style is very well suited for wildcards. And so for this, I think I'm going to put him in the S tier. I think if he made another wildcard for GBB 2025, there's a very good chance that he would make it, because like he knows what's up. I totally have faith in his ability to be able to like place sounds in beats that are just fresh and original and amazing, but not quite enough that like he's totally gonna make it. He's like absolutely like there's no way he can fail a wildcard. I don't think he's at that level yet. All right, now it's Black Roll. Black Roll's most recent beatbox wildcard W was Florida Beatbox Battle 2025. I think it was 4th or 5th or something. I'm looking at his YouTube channel and he really hasn't made that many wildcards. His last wildcard before that, at least what's on his YouTube channel, is Florida Beatbox Battle 2024, 1 year before 2025. And I know for a fact that that one did not pass. Or did it? I actually don't know. Yeah, it didn't pass. It wasn't even top 16. And so yeah, I would say like results wise, Black Roll doesn't have like incredible results, especially because Florida Beatbox 2024, that's pretty recent, I would say. But 2025 did pass, and it was a really good wildcard.
I push myself to the over the reality.
His strengths are that like you can see how powerful he is, and the execution is very good. Like I think like there's barely any mistakes or like barely anything that like pitching or timing wise that could be improved. But yeah, like I would say that it's really hard for me to place him on this tier list because there has to be a lot of speculation because he hasn't had that many amazing wildcard results. And because of that, I kind of got to think like if he made a GBB wildcard, would he make it in? And to be perfectly honest, I think it's a very similar level to Pac-Max. I think the chances of Black Roll getting in a GBB wildcard win is almost equal to the chances that Pac-Max does. And so because of that, I'm going to put them side by side on the same tier, A tier. Codfish. Codfish is a very interesting one. Codfish is the most legendary beatboxer of all time. But wildcard wise, he has only made one winning wildcard ever. And that is GBB 2018. At least I think so. At least that's his most viewed wildcard, and it's amazing, legendary wildcard. The thing is, that was 6 years ago, or almost 7 years ago. Then that was 7 years ago, and I'm not 100% confident if this wildcard was made today. I don't know if it would make it. I am absolutely in love with this wildcard. I think it's one of the best best musical beatbox things ever made. So if he hasn't made a lot of wildcards, what can you do except speculate? And you can kind of turn to his more recent like videos. My favorite of his recent videos is Eyes on Fire. I think if I made a list of every beatboxer on how good their vibration bass is, I think Codfish has like... Yeah, I think Codfish might have the best vibration bass of all time. I think he's also a very, very good songwriter. I think he has a huge chance of getting a wild card. The only thing that's limiting him is the fact that his set of techniques is not very diverse. He doesn't know that many techniques, right? Or at least he doesn't use that many. It's mostly just throat bass, the occasional vibration bass, and singing and drums, right? And so like, where do I place Codfish based on that? If he made a wild card right now, would he make it? I don't know, because like it's been a very, very long time. I don't know if he's improved an insane amount since 2018, or at least I'm not really like super seeing like the evidence of that. If that Eyes on Fire like routine was condensed down to like a 2-minute time window and submitted to GBB 2025, would that make it? I'm gonna be honest, like probably, even though like his set of techniques is not like incredibly versatile and varied. He's Codfish. It's Codfish. Like, who would not give Codfish the W in a wild? Like, everyone's gonna love it, bro. I'm putting him in S+ tier. I would say like out of these beatboxers, he's at like the bottom of the S+ tier. I think he's very, very like bordering between S+ and S, but yeah, I think he deserves it. Addy Kerrang. Okay, so Addy Kerrang has made a lot of wild cards, and the most recent one, which was just like very, very recent, was Florida Beatbox Battle 2025, and that wild card was mind-blowing. I absolutely love that wild card. Another wildcard that did get a good result was Beatbox to World Live 2021. But I will say that every wildcard that he's made for GBB has not made it. He's made one for 2023. This one he's made 2024. Florida Beatbox Battle 2024 also didn't make it. Yeah, this didn't even get top 25, and I agree. I don't think it was top 25. But now that he's made an exceptional wildcard for Florida Beatbox Battle 2025, Now, what do I say? You know, it's like, is he improving? Is he on like an upwards trend? I think the thing that really made it stand out, his newest wildcard, it's fresh. It's fresh. Even though it uses his signature bass, even though it uses a duck sound that like Improver uses, it's still fresh. It's still so good. So will he qualify? I don't know. I'm going to be completely honest. I think I would be surprised if he qualified for GBB because he has not yet so far, and he hasn't even really come too close to. I could see it like happening if he pulls another like incredible wild card, but I would be very surprised. And for that, I'm going to put him in the B tier because he has still made exceptional wild cards. But it's just, I don't know if it's enough for me to like be comfortable with like, oh, like he's gonna make it in GB. Like, it's not even close to that. B art. Yeah, so I know that B art hasn't really done too many wild cards, or at least for like really big competitions, but he has for Beatland. He qualified for Beatland. He did for BBU. I'm not counting that because like BBU, like his was really produced. I don't think it's really accurate to like a wild card format for like most events. He did SBX Kickback, and he qualified for that. He did Beatbox to World Live, and he qualified for that. Yeah, he's qualified for like every single wild card that he's done in recent memory. Let me watch Beatland because I'm not quite sure if I totally remember it. I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head what placement he got. Yeah, that's a really good wild card. Not like too much is going on in the wild card, which I think is a strength. It's kind of hard for me to place this in a spot because every wild card he's made, he's like won. But he hasn't done anything for like really big competitions that have like very difficult wild card competitions like GBB or Florida, because there's a lot of uncertainty there and not much to go off of. I'm gonna put him in the A tier for now. I don't know if he would qualify for a GBB wild card if he made one, but like I would definitely not be surprised if he did. I think there's just not enough for me to like really like make a claim like for Helium or Steady. Okay, Collapse. So Collapse is another beatboxer that hasn't made too many wild cards. His most famous and also most recent wild card was for GBB 2020. Yeah, that got 3rd place.
They called the cops because they heard my shots.
I think based on what I've seen from like his live streams and from like his live performances, I think he can do like way better now. I think he's improved insane amounts since then. I'm not gonna lie, I think this is like a very easy S+ tier for me. I think like with Collapse's current sound kit, like I think he could absolutely blow people away with a new wildcard and absolutely make it into GBB. How many is that so far? I think there's 11. Okay, 4 more. Jolux. I think Jolux has made a good number of mediocre wildcards and a few extremely good wildcards. I think his best performing wildcard, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's for Online World Beatbox Champs 2022. I feel like he got 2nd place. I may be tripping. Okay, and then another wild card that I really like is Florida Beatbox Battle 2024. I remember when I was first watching all the Florida 2024 wildcards, this is the one that surprised me the most. And there was one judge who put this at like 2nd place, and everyone was like flaming this judge, like, why would you put Jolux in 2nd place? But I was like, no, I totally see it. Like, honestly, Jolux was like a top 3 or maybe top 4 for me. Yeah, I absolutely love this wildcard. But if you look at his more recent wildcards, there's Grand Beatbox Battle 2024. I don't remember if Hat 10 made it. I don't think it was top 5 because top 5 qualified. I don't think it was top 5. And Online World Beatbox Champs 2024. I do think these like kind of fell off a little bit. Like I think when I was first watching this, I was waiting for it to like really get good. I'm very excited to see what Jolux has for the future, but for now I'm a little bit hesitant to really say that his wildcards are like fantastic, like overall. Like if you were to make a wildcard right now, for that I'm going to put him in the B tier. Kaji is someone who I haven't really seen many of his wildcards. Yeah, like actually I haven't watched many of these. Like let me watch this one. Oh! I do think Kaji is one of the most unique and original beatboxers when it comes to like how he constructs his style. Like I don't think a lot of people do a style or like a genre of music that's very similar to Kaji's. I don't think many people do that. I'm gonna be honest, like I think with that it works so well for a wildcard format to be like very original. I think with that I'm gonna put him in the A tier. I don't know too much of his results. He hasn't made many wildcards for like Florida or Great North or GBB recently. I have watched less of his wildcards, so like if you think it should be otherwise, then definitely let me know. I'm totally open to criticism about that. King Inertia. Okay, King Inertia doesn't make too many beatbox videos outside of like his Instagram. I think my favorite wildcard that he's made recently is the one for German beatbox champs global category. I think before I watched this, I didn't have much faith in his wildcard making ability, because he really hasn't made that many wildcards, I would say, but he has made like that is just proof that he can make an outstanding wildcard. If he made a wildcard for GBB right now, would he make it? I'm actually not too sure about that one. The reason is because I just think King Inertia's videos tend to be a little bit inconsistent. I think compared to a lot of other people who are very, very good at making wildcards, King Inertia misses a little bit of like the originality, like the freshness. No, that's not even true. He's using some pretty fresh techniques. Like he's combining like vibration bass in like a new way. He's doing a lot of that inward singing now, which is just like insane. Yeah, I actually no, I've changed my own mind. I think King Inertia deserves a decently high tier on this. Does he deserve an S tier? If he made a wildcard right now, how surprised would I be if it got into GBB? I think if King Inertia made like a GBB wildcard for like GBB 2025, a part of me expects it to be like very spectacular, but another part of me thinks that's the best he's got. So actually I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna put him in A tier. This is a very safe tier for me. It's like I wouldn't be surprised if they got into GBB, but like I'm not like betting like a large sum of money on it. Okay, one more and then this part's done. Maxo. Maxo is definitely a stage beatboxer because he's notoriously one of the most powerful beatboxers on the planet, and he also hasn't made too many wildcards, so there's a lot of speculation that needs to be done. Yeah, see, like the most recent one was he only has 2 videos on his entire YouTube channel. Yeah, Florida Beatbox Battle 2024. I'm really curious what Maxo would sound like if he did a video just to like a phone mic, because like I feel like then his power would really come through. His execution is so good, like he's so good at timing, and I wouldn't say that he's one of the best wildcard makers of all time. I also don't think his style is like totally suited to wildcard making as like a lot of other people are. I don't think Maxo's the most like original beatboxer. The way he structures his beats, especially like in his past 2 GBB eliminations, both of which didn't make it, I can kind of see why. It's because like there is not like a huge amount of maturity in the way that he structures his beats. When I was looking at like other people like King Inertia, I put him in A tier just to be safe, but I don't know if I can do that with Maxo, because like I think King Inertia would be a better wildcard maker than Maxo, in my opinion. If they were to both just make like a GBB wildcard right now, I think I would find that King Inertia's wildcard would be stuck in my head a lot longer. So yeah, this is probably going to be a controversial take, but yeah, I'm putting Maxo in the B tier. I might revisit that later because I do think Maxo, like as a beatboxer, is a step above Addy Krang and Jolux. He has so many more on stage results, I would say. I think I'm just gonna say that for now. Don't attack me. I'm just offering my opinion. You can totally say yours in the comments. I'm just trying to explain where I'm coming from. I'm totally open to any kind of like feedback on like what I'm thinking. Overall, I'm just really thankful that you guys are even taking the time to watch this. We'll see how this video does. If I should even like do the other parts. I've only gotten through 1/5 of the beatboxers and it's been an hour of recording. Yeah, if you'd like to totally subscribe, please, and leave a like, because those are like huge factors that YouTube uses to decide if it wants to like push the video to other people. And if you think the video deserves that, then I would really appreciate that. But yeah, look at all the beatboxers we have lined up. Oh, that's a good one. This entire row. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next part.